What is up, people? Welcome back to another episode of Manga and Anime Goats. My name is Brian. I'm here today with Martinez, aka Lord Antagonist.
What up, everybody?
Yeah, guys, we are here today doing an English dub episode. We're going to be talking about a manga that me and Lord Antagonist have been reading, been quite hooked lately. It's about 28 chapters in right now, so it's fairly new. So let's get into it. The name of the manga is Mashable, Magic and Muscle. So, Lord Antagonist, a little bit about this manga.
I'm gonna just say that this manga right here is definitely one of a kind. There are certain elements that make it look like there are, like the same as other types of mangas, but this one just has a unique flow to it. It's really good. I remember I read it when it first came out. Like, I was just, scrolling through, manga apps and everything, and then suddenly that popped up, and it caught my eye. I'm like, let me try something new. Started reading it, and just got hooked ever since. And there was only one chapter in when I first, started reading it, so it's like I was always waiting for the next chapter because I was like, okay, I want to know what happens next. And I'm gonna just say it's a really good manga, definitely.
I mean, I agree with you, man. You told me about this was it like 2 3 weeks ago, and I consumed as much as I could. I am all caught up with the 28th chapter that just came out today, and I got to say, man, this is a really fun. Um, it's different, but it's a really fun manga to read. It hooks you in. I keep comparing it. It's like Harry Potter meets One Punch Man. It has like so much out of both worlds.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
um How long? Well, okay, just getting into the manga a little bit. Can you give me a little bit of a backstory of what's going on with the manga?
So yeah, it's pretty simple, really. This guy, he's born into a magic world where everybody just has magic, and he does not have magic. Kind of like Black Clover, how the main protagonist also gets born without the magic. But in this world, they they pretty much kill those people that don't have magic. Like, they sacrifice them. Like, they are not fit for this world. So really, they're illegal. Like, they just everybody has to have magic. If you don't got magic, then you don't belong.
Yeah, yeah, it's like they're trying to build like the strongest magical group of people and whatnot. And
Yeah, they
obviously,
just
if you don't
want
have magic, you're just
you
like worthless to them.
yeah, they want a perfect society, and he's not perfect to them. So anyways, the whole point of the story is, he's just trying to survive. He's just trying to, live happily with his father, who found him in the streets. Like, they just left him there to die as a baby, and then his dad found him, and he pretty much took care of him and his whole life. And instead of, so, as to defend himself, his father made him do workout routines. So pretty much he just grew up lifting weights his whole life. And so that's why he's so tough right now. So it's like,
Yeah, like all
you
the
know,
time.
yeah, he's just fighting these dudes with magic, and he has no magic at all, but it doesn't even phase him. He just doesn't care. He just wants to fight. Like, it's a really interesting story, definitely.
Yeah,
And
he's overcompensating the fact that he doesn't have magic with his workouts and whatnot. And it's hilarious the way he's training in the first chapter. And like all the animals are just looking at him like with dumbfounded and whatnot because he's just lifting weights and doing like the crazy kind of like workouts and whatnot.
Yep,
That
and I'm surprised there's dumbbells in this world too, because you wouldn't think anybody that would work out, because everybody got magic. He's the only one that actually does lift weights that I've seen.
Well, so far it is, but that's the beauty of it. Like it is showing that this guy is doing probably the one thing that nobody in the world does because everybody does their magic. Like there's this one scene in the first chapter, right, when he's walking around the town and whatnot, and everybody's using their magics to cook and this and that, and he even says it himself, like these people are using magic for everything, like literally for every
Yeah,
single
like they
minute
could they,
detail.
they could use their hands for all that stuff. They don't
So
need to
like
use the magic.
so I think it's really cool like that he is like the one guy who's like no I can't use magic, so I'm doing everything physical, plus I'm doing the one thing that nobody will ever not even think about doing, which is lifting weights, because why lift weights with your hand when you can just wave your wand around and do it, you know? So I thought that was pretty interesting. Same with the fact that how his mind works, and he's like so simple minded. Like the one thing constant on his brain is cream puffs, man. Like
He is obsessive with cream puffs, bro. Like that's all he wants. Like that's what got him in trouble in the first place because nobody knew he existed until he just said, "Screw this, I'm gonna go to the city because I want cream puffs," and that's what he did, and he got in trouble for that. So now he got a whole predicament just because of the cream puffs. So really, this story is based on cream puffs because it's what
yeah, it's
started everything.
that is the driving force behind, you know, the whole story basically. And then just to elaborate a little bit more, so every magical being or every magical person in this world has a mark on their face. Obviously, since he does not have that power, since he doesn't use magic, he cannot use it. He does not have the mark on his face. So when he goes into town and he's trying to get some cream puffs, somebody sees him and they see no mark on his face, so they freak out, call the cops, and you know that's what gets the ball rolling in the story. Um, but yeah, it's all because of these cream puffs that he decides just to go in, because you know he says it on the manga, and that's a recurring theme. Like he has cream puffs for brain, and that's just like an ongoing joke, like an ongoing like skit throughout the manga. Um, so far from what you have seen, how long do you think that he can keep up fooling people? You know, just well, actually, before you answer that, he does go into a school, right? Worked out a deal and whatnot. Tell me a little bit about like this school and the entrance exam and what the school is all about.
All right. So before I tell you about what the school is all about, the way he got into that school was pretty much as he got in trouble with the police officers and everything because he didn't have the mark on his face and they found out there was a magicalist person roaming the streets. Like, so pretty much the head chief of police, whatever, in that town just started, like um, attacking him and the main protagonist. And then like none of the magic was working. He was just whooping his ass the whole time until he but obviously even if he did beat them up, he knew there was still gonna be more coming, like he was still gonna get in trouble, like this would never stop. So the police officer, he pretty much just said, "Hey, I'm gonna well, let's have a deal. Get into this school. Try to learn as much as you can. Try to make it all the way to the end and become. I forgot what it's called that he had to become. The
Oh yeah, hold on, I forgot to.
Yeah, I can't remember. The point is, he needs to be at the top of his class. He needs to be top notch, but it's impossible because he has no magic. So I don't know how that's gonna happen. I don't know what's going on there, but hey, so far it's working out for him. I mean, he's got everybody fooled. Yeah. I mean, the school itself is pretty much like a Harry Potter school. It's the same thing. Other than the fact that there are people always roaming around the halls and fighting one another because of these coins that each territory has coins. Like the more coins they get, the higher their chances of like graduating and winning with the highest point and percentage of everything and becoming, I still can't remember the name of that thing that they're called.
I'm looking it up right now, man.
Right, yeah, it's crazy. I can't I When it comes to names and everything, I love manga anime, but when it comes to names, I am bad at that, so I don't know. But either way, the point is the school is pretty much everything. Like it's all magic, and he has everybody full. Like there's this one part where they're trying to lift up the brooms, and what he does, he just kicks the ground, and then the broom comes up to his hand, cause that's all he had. And then the other part was when they needed to fly the broom, so he just threw that broom and jumped on it, kind of like what's his name, General Tao from Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
Like how he throws that pole and just gets on it. Well, he
yeah.
does the same thing with that broom, and it's hilarious. And then everybody thinks he got magic, and he's like this, like super powerful wizard at the moment, because now they don't really think that, but like at that moment they were like all impressed of what he was doing. So yeah, it's a pretty fun anime, I mean manga, to watch.
Yeah, the fact like that he has and that is like what leads into the next question. The fact that he has no powers and he's fooling this magical school that he does have power enough to the point to where they let him in, and it's very comparable to the Harry Potter books and whatnot, in the sense, like, like you were saying earlier, the one class when they have to, like, they put their hands out to the side and they have to use magic to levitate the broom, and he just kicks it up and he fools people into believing that he's flying, and he actually plays, like, it's not Quidditch. I forgot the name of the game in this manga, but like basically he basically plays Quidditch with no magic, and he's like moving his feet like so fast that he can actually kind of like float and win the game for like the team. Like that's just how he's fooling everybody into this whole like magical predicament to where he has magic, which brings me to my next question, guy. How long do you think he can keep fooling people? I mean, at some point they have to realize this guy has no magic.
Hey, I mean, even the head dude that runs the school doesn't even know. Like he suspects, maybe he does know, he just doesn't want to say anything. But I mean, first of all, I just want to say I remember what they're called. He needs to become the divine visionary. That's what
Oh,
he needs to
divine
become.
visionary. Yep.
Yes. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but it has something to do with being an upper rank like wizard, and he's trying to become that just so that he can like save himself and his father so they can have a peaceful life and try to like take over that rule that they have about not having people without magic and killing them or whatever. Like he just wants a better life but really he just wants a better life for him and his father. That's
So
pretty much it.
what the divine visionary does is that's a title that he gets in school. Once he graduates, it makes him easier to become part of the Council of Magic, or the, I forgot what the, like, the cops, the magic cops are. That's basically what it is. It just gives them a shoe in into that society, and then you can change things from within or whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
and that's the point of the coins. That's why each they all need as many coins as they can get.
yeah, it's like 5 silver coins creates 1 gold coins, and at the end of the year, the person with the most gold coins becomes the divine visionary. I
Yep.
don't know. They haven't explained yet how many bronze coins make up of a silver, and so on and so forth. But basically, the whole point is get as many coins as you can, turn them into the gold coins, and then whoever has the most gold coins moves on. Um, so that being said, also, like in Harry Potter, there is different dorm houses in this Magic Academy and whatnot, and there's three different houses or dorms: the Adler, Orca, and the Lang. And basically, how in Harry Potter has fours and whatnot. Adler in this manga will be like the Gryffindor, Lang will be like the Slytherin, and then Orca will be a mixture of like Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw, which I thought it was kind of interesting, the fact that they're taking it that far to, like, be more like, like in the Harry Potter world, where they have like these rivalries between houses and whatnot.
Yeah, and
um
just so you know, Orca, they don't really do much. They're just there. They're more for they're all about discovery and science and all
yeah,
that stuff. So they don't care about getting the gold coins. They don't care about fighting. Like there was
yeah,
one fighter in their dorm, like they just one fighter, like they because even like one of the people in the which one was it? Adler or
one of the
Lang?
one of the Lang dudes like beat up the Orca dudes. Is that what you're talking about?
He beat up the Orca dude, and he was surprised that they had a fighter, and then they weren't impressed because he beat him up mad quick. So
Yeah, I mean, again, it's very, very similar to the Harry Potter thing, to where, like, the two houses that nobody really are, that there's not too much to do with like the main storyline. In this case, it will be um, the Orca house, because honestly, dude, like, it's basically Gryffindor versus Slytherin the whole way in this manga. The Lang house just trying to get all the coins, because like the one dude that rules that house, the highest ranking student in that house, like, wants to become the divine visionary, And so he's like they're literally stealing the coins from every other houses too, and that's what happened with the orca dude that got his ass whooped and then got his coin stolen.
Yeah, they got a group in that dorm, in that house. That's like they're called the Magia Lupus. I think that's what they're
Yeah,
called. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but yeah, they're called the Magia Lupus, and they're just like they're the ones that want all the coins. Their leader wants all the coins so he can become the divine visionary. So they're like the toughest of the toughest, like in the whole school, like supposedly that's where they're supposed to be, the toughest of the toughest. But yeah, as you know, the main protagonist, he's just OP, so he's just whooping all their butts 24/7. I mean, there were a couple times so you thought, hey, he's losing, but nope, he just doesn't.
I mean, for example, that guy who beat up the orca dude, when he first came up, and he the first time that he and Mash meet each other, and then he says, like, could it be that he just like me or whatever? For a minute there, I thought, that there was a lot of similarities there, like to where this guy maybe was like Mash, as in the fact that he doesn't have magic and he was all brute power. But then you see it later on in a different chapter how they fight, and what he really meant by the fact that like they were both similar and whatnot. And honestly, that fight alone, I like not to get too much into details and whatnot, but we were talking offline earlier. Um, Mash seemed like he wasn't having any problems beating his butt. He literally, to me, he looked like Saitama, like just like beating, I don't know, any other monster in One Punch Man. To me, he didn't look like he was breaking a sweat. Like the dude gets stabbed in the stomach, and he literally tying up his core. So like he flexes his abs, and the bad guy couldn't like pull his sword out of like Mash's stomach. Like that was a legit physical flex and a huge like flex on that guy.
Definitely, and he looked like he wasn't even phased about it. But you was talking about how okay, he's like a one punch man that doesn't hurt him. But I think he's hurt, even though he's not showing it. I know for a fact he's hurt because he got cut up a few times. He had a whole sword like got through his stomach. So it's like he's definitely feeling it. Now he's about to take care of the final boss, pretty much. He's about to fight him. So yeah, I don't think he's gonna last that. I feel like he might lose this fight. Like he might lose. He might go to the infirmary, and then they'll end up fighting again, or I don't know, or maybe they're just gonna go ahead and do or maybe he'll win, and then I don't know how much longer the manga will go after that. But yeah.
Do you think they're gonna go into like him and the final boss this early into like this arc, or do you think they're gonna like throw more stuff? Because in my mind, honestly, I think one of two things is gonna happen. Either he's gonna go through this, pass to the next room or whatever, and he's gonna have to fight another bunch of dudes, or they're gonna find a way to like break off the fight, like a teacher will jump in or something. I do not think he's gonna fight that guy so early on. What do you think?
I mean, no. Well, maybe he will fight him. I feel like maybe he will. I don't know. Maybe he will beat him up, and then there's gonna be another, organization of bad guys trying to, take them down or whatever. But I'm not sure. I mean, I feel like maybe on the next chapters. I mean, after the one that's coming up in like 7 days, I think it comes out. I feel like there might be another like organization. It's not just the Magia Lupus. It's probably somebody else out there. I mean, the teachers are probably gonna try to take them down too, because I know the dude that was in the entrance exams, he wasn't really feeling Mash like that. So I don't know. There's gonna be a bunch of people against them.
I mean, it's hard to say. I honestly, I and like I said before, like I don't think he's gonna like get into like that big of a fight right now. We will have to see. Just the same, we'll have to see how strong this guy really is, because so far he seems super OP. But again, to me, it feels a lot like One Punch Man in the fact that it just seems like a really deep pool, and there's no way to know what the bottom is. I don't think that we've seen enough to say, hey, this is his I don't know, like his limit or whatever. So we have to see. Like, there's so much more to this manga, that 28 chapters. I'm sorry, and it's really hard to see where they're gonna go with it. Um, what do you think about like his power? Like, do you think do you think he's close or nearing his limit? Do you think he's gonna have like an arc where he has to like break that limit, or you think he's gonna be like Saitama the whole way through, where he just really doesn't care and he just beats it up?
I'm sure there's gonna be one guy out there that's just gonna be too much for him to, try to fight and take care of. I know it's gonna be like how do I explain? Like this guy who that's coming up right now, I feel like he's gonna give him some good competition, especially now since he's like pretty much hurt, like with all these stab wounds and blah blah blah, whatever. But after that, after he beats him up, I think there's definitely gonna be some other hardcore dudes that are definitely gonna give him some trouble. He's probably gonna get worried, or maybe he will have that nonchalant, I don't care type of face that he always has, but that still doesn't mean he won't lose. I mean, he could still lose even if he looks like he just doesn't care about nothing. But I mean, who knows? I mean, it could go either or.
Part of me, honestly, part of me wants it to be like One Punch Man, to where he just keeps on going and trucking along and just basically trolling everybody else around him. But at the same time, we all know that like that series development is usually what drives animes and mangas through. You know, like seeing the person struggle through like his adversities and whatnot. Um, I don't know. Right now, I believe this manga. It's a really good one. Again, I appreciate you introducing this manga to me, because like I said, man, I'm hooked. You told me about it, and like I couldn't stop reading it. I finished it. I re-finished it again. I actually read the last chapter that came out today like 3 times for this. It's a really good manga. It has me hooked.
Yeah, I was surprised when it had me hooked too, because I'm not much of a manga reader. I started reading manga maybe like a year or two ago, and I haven't really read that many mangas yet. I mean, I have a few like a few copies upstairs of different types of mangas. I haven't even finished them, but yeah, this one definitely has me hooked all the way. And I'm hoping there's a lot more. I'm hoping it doesn't end in like 50 or 60 chapters. I could do 100 of these easy. I mean, hopefully it doesn't get old. Hopefully it stays as good as it is. So we'll see.
Yes, and again, the name of the manga is Mashable, Magic and Muscles. Make sure you guys look that up, give it a read. It's a good one. Hopefully, it turns into an anime soon. Um, and well, that is it for today's episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Manga and Anime Goats, and we'll be seeing you on the next one.
And Manga Anime Goats, we out.